Okay, so this is our agenda for today. I'll talk briefly about what is Brazil, a little about our geography, our political system, how the elections work, and then I'll just wrap everything up and conclude the presentation. So, this is hello in Brazil. Oi, it looks a lot like Spanish, but it is not. We speak Portuguese. A lot of people think we speak Spanish, but it's not. So now you all know Portuguese. If you see a Brazilian, please speak Portuguese. Don't try to speak Spanish. We appreciate that. Okay, so I have a question for all of you. When we talk about Brazil, when I say I'm Brazilian, what's the first thing that comes to your mind besides caipirinha? Caipirinha is our national drink that we have. What comes to your mind? Soccer. Rio. Carnaval. Exactly. Yeah, okay. So that's what's congratulations. Some of us also remember of Brazil because of our beaches and forests, Rio de Janeiro, Amazonia. We all hear the news about problems we have in Amazonia sometimes. So that's what it's known for. But what Brazil really is a very developed country. We have the fourth biggest city in the world, which is São Paulo. Just a side note, it's not our capital also. And we have the 11th biggest world economy. That's how much money we usually have in our national product, which is $795 billion a year. So even for a country still in development, it's quite a big deal. In this year, we are in the presidency of the G20, which is the G8 countries plus 12 other countries that are being considered as developing. So it rotates every year, and this year Brazil is the president of it. And also we have a population of 185 million inhabitants. So our geography. So as I mentioned before, our language is Portuguese, and we are located on the southern hemisphere. We can see the small map above that we are kind of close to the United States, not so far. We are in South America, and our capital city is Brasilia. I can't really point very well here, but it's located in the middle. Here's our capital. We have 26 states plus the capital. Our national flag is this one up here. The green represents our forests. The yellow represents the gold. We also had our gold rush, like you had here in the United States. The blue is supposed to represent the oceans, which as you can see we have a lot on our boats. And each star inside the blue circle represents a state. As I said before, we have 26, so we have 26 stars. And it was the state. There's a big banner that cuts the circle, and it says order and progress, which is kind of a motto for Brazil. And just out of curiosity, São Paulo is located here. We have people from there. I'm from there. Karin and Chade are also from there. And we also have people from Ceará, which is our friend Igna. And Rio de Janeiro, just so you know, is here. So next time you're in Brazil, you know what it is. Our currency is also the real. And because of the whole instability of the markets, the real is pretty much $2.2 right now. It's constantly changing. It's not so very good for me. So our political system. We have a republic like the United States. We vote from 4 to 4 years. That's how long the president stays in charge. We vote for a president. Our elections, I'll get to them later, but they're overlapped. In the middle of those 4, we also vote for city mayor and city council, but I'll get to that later. We have a federalism, which means that the national government divides and shares powers between the states and city powers, and that happens also here in the United States. The biggest difference you see in Brazil and the United States is that we have what is called weak federalism, which means that the states don't have as much power as they do here. Here you have state laws. We don't have that in Brazil. You have state IDs. We don't. We have a national ID. So that's a big difference if you think about it, because you know that what's law here is also going to be a law there. The tax here is the tax there. That's pretty much it. Well, this is our president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Just another side note, Lula was his nickname, and he put it officially on his name because he was only known as Lula. So we also have Congress and courts. So the president and the Congress, they can create laws, but both of them have veto power. So if one doesn't approve the law is not passed. I predict that pretty much works like this here in the United States. And we also have city, state, and federal courts, which are the ones that apply the law. So the elections. We have an electronic system for elections, so every time you're ready to vote, you don't write on a paper or something like that. They have electrical urns, and then you just go and type in your candidate number, and then it is counted. Usually we have the name of our candidate who won for presidency or who won for city mayor. We have within hours, usually on the same day, and also you can go online and see who's winning and who's not. We just had elections 2 weeks ago, and that was for city mayor and city council. So we will be having elections for presidents 2 years later. Like I mentioned, we have from 44, and in the middle of those 4 presidential elections overlap, we have the city elections. Who can vote is from 16 to 18. You can, it's optional. You can decide if you want to vote or not. It is very encouraged that you do, because when you're 18, it's obligatory. Everybody who's above 18 and younger than 65, you have to vote every year. If you're not in the country, which is pretty much my case, you have to justify your vote. And if you don't, you begin to lose your citizenship. You can open bank accounts and stuff like that. They take it pretty seriously that you vote, even if you just put a blank vote on it, as long as you do. Well, we have a total of 27 parties. There are 4 main parties. Our current president is a member of the Labour Party, which is center-left. My personal opinion, I think he's pretty center right now, but it's party. Our next presidential election, also mentioned, is in 2010. He cannot be elected again because he was first elected in 2002. So it was 4 years, he got re-elected, and now he can go again. So he has to nominate someone. We have like 4 years overlap. And the voting system, the main difference between the voting system there and here is that we just count the total number of votes, and whoever has the most votes wins. We don't have the electoral college ones here with the delegates. We don't have that. We just count the total number, and that's it. In case of city mayor and president and state governor, if the person has to win with a 50% plus 1 total of votes. In case they don't, the 2 most voted candidates will have a runoff. So that's how it works. It's pretty good because then most parties align with each other. So usually parties that are like center-left, they will all run together for the runoff, and parties right will ally also to run together. So in conclusion, Brazil is a lot more than what it looks like, just soccer and beaches and parties. We do have that, but we have a lot more. Basically, I think our political system is very organized. I can see a lot of similarities with the one in the United States. And one of the things that I think that works most is the electronic system to vote. I think it's pretty awesome. And I heard that it's experimenting in other countries around the world. So I believe you're also starting. I heard something about it, I'm not quite sure. So